This guy's called the Standing Streamer.
Wrestling with Regret. You're watching Putting You Over.
See what works and what doesn't work. It's always fun. Hey everybody, welcome to Putting You Over. I'm the standing streamer. Vanessa will be rolling in here shortly. The Canadian the producer from up north. She'll be here shortly, tuning in. I just want to update my notes here for Holidead coming in. Holidead coming in at 9:30.
Joining us now. I picked the captain because there was a comedy show with Still Standing and the guys from Newfoundland, and they drink Screech, so that's why I picked captain. Anyways, that's my story.
That's your what's up, Sledge? That is your drinking like an adult story. Oh, well, that ain't gonna work. Look, it's on my face. Oh no, there she is. Now it works. Can she hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? I don't know if it was time for me to come in yet.
No, hey, we're not as professional as a lot of people. So when you're here, I mean, the show goes. So Zoom works over there on the other side of darkness, so that's good.
It does. It does. We got a strong internet connection.
Strong, yeah. You paid someone off.
Hey,
yeah.
Do what I got to do.
What is quarantine like over there in the other side of darkness?
Are we still in quarantine though?
Well, yeah, I guess not.
Is that a thing?
I know, I guess it's, I mean, I technically sort of am just because I have to be home, homeschooling, and I don't get out as much as I normally do. So to me, I'm still quarantined, but at the time, back, let's rewind, like March, did you learn any new tricks or trades that you could use, that you're going to use in the ring or out of the ring during that time?
I did a lot of P90X.
Oh.
And that shit's boss. It's pretty badass. So I might have a couple new kicks, like I'm going to break out. So yeah, P90X for sure.
Yeah.
Tell me some tricks, couple kicks.
Stiff
Most
kicks.
definitely.
Yeah, for sure. A friend of mine sent me a message today. Was very excited that you're going to be on the show. And said, rumor has it that you're actually dead, but your soul has come back to wreak havoc on all of wrestling. Is that true?
I kind of want to know who said that, but
his name is His name is Roadshow in the chat. I don't know if he's here.
Okay, Roadshow. Yes, I'm dead inside. Like, actually resurrected as Holidead to my true self. So. That part of the question is correct. What's the second half of it? Yes, dead inside.
Dead inside, and that you have come back to wreak havoc. He said indies. I'm going to say on all of professional wrestling.
Thank you, sir. Fucking
yes.
right. Fucking right. Yes. Whoever wants it, whoever I can give pain to, like, it'll bring me some joy. So that person is kind of correct. Yes, dead inside, resurrected, wreaking havoc. Sounds about my MO.
Sounds about your MO.
Sounds about me.
Yeah, that's right. And so for maybe the people that don't know you that are here tonight, who is Holidead? And where does she what's her origin story? I'm into origin stories.
Origin story?
Yeah, where is Holidead? What is her origin story?
I'd love to say I have a cool, I'd love, I got to make one up because people ask and I don't have this cool story. I'd love to say it's a great, cool story, but no, actually, well, I was still training. My trainers came to me one day and was like, hey, we need something. We're trying to do something dark. Can you do something face paint real quick? We need it by this weekend. Me, a student trying to work, like, what do you need? Yeah, sure. Let's do this. Boom. So the origin of Holidead, it was kind of just thrown at my face, pie face kind of thing. There was no direction in the beginning, like this, that, or whatever. It was just like, we need something dark. We need it by this weekend. Can you do it? But from that, again, there was no direction. So I got a lot of, chance to play with it and figure out who is Holidead. And my trainer, Gangrel, like, he would say to me a lot of times, like, you need to go to your dark place. He's like, you need to go search your demons and talk to them, and you need to figure out, like, who is this person? And, like, I mean, like, he pretty much says, like, your character is an extension of you. And Holidead is actually, most definitely an extension of me. I call her my other side, my alter ego. That's who she is. People like to, associate her with voodoo and magic and all that crap. No, she's just a fucking violent, angry, like, person who is dead inside and has resurrected through violence and, like, and pain is what she thrives off of.
Yeah.
I hope that gives somebody an insight to
like
Holidead.
like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, like the Incredible Hulk.
Exactly. If you look on my Instagram, it says that.
Oh, does it really? Oh, I didn't know that. I heard the Incredible Hulk reference in another podcast. I forget who.
Yes, that is another reference because
and I
get
wrote,
angry and shit turns. I use the Incredible Hulk and Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
That's cool.
A switch, it just flips.
Yeah, it just flips. Yeah, it's like
legit. It does.
It's like every daughter. I have 3 daughters, and they all have that same switch too. So
of course.
Yes. I have to switch a graphic on the front of the screen, so I'm just gonna ask you to throw the next question out and then just run around and do it. So don't worry.
I'll be here.
I'm
gonna worry.
Before you became dead inside and were resurrected, were you a wrestling fan growing up? And what was that aha moment that made you say, I want to do this for a profession?
I absolutely was a wrestling fan growing up. I'm not going to say there was a aha moment, but the first time I did ever see a show, it was a house show. My cousin took me to it. I didn't know anything about anybody. It was just like, oh, I'm going to wait. I don't know if I was supposed to wait for you or not.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Nobody came here to see me.
Still, I don't know. It's I'm talking to you. I don't know about the theoretical people watching or something.
Oh,
my
I got
first time on Twitch. I have no idea how this works. So.
It's live. It's so much fun.
Okay, I didn't know. I should have asked if I.
Oh, don't worry about it. So you didn't know. You didn't know Eve from Adam. You went to.
My cousin took me to a house show when I was maybe like 6. I didn't know anything. The only match I remember. There was this black, energetic, bald guy came running out. He had red and white tights. He was pumped up, so I was pumped up. And I'm asking my cousin, like, "Oh my God, who is this guy?" And he looked at me like, "It's Virgil." And I'm like, "Is he a good guy or a bad guy?" He's like, "Oh, he's a good guy." And I'm like, "Okay, he comes to the ring pumped up. He's got all this energy." I'm like, "Yeah." And then this other guy comes out. His music is slow. He has his manager with him. He's coming out waving this Japanese flag.
Oh boy!
And this big motherfucker comes out in the robe. And me as a kid, I'm just like. And so I'm bugging the shit out of my cousin. Who is that? He's like, oh, it's Yokozuna. And I'm like, is he a good guy or a bad guy? He's like, the bad guy. I'm like, and so his mere presence as a kid, the whole theatrics of it, I'm just in awe. Like, this is a big motherfucker. He's gonna fight this guy who's all pumped up with energy. And I don't know, it was like a 2-minute maybe squash match.
Probably it was Virgil.
And after I'm just watching like, and from that moment I was hooked from professional wrestling.
That is awesome. So
Virgil versus Yokozuna in a squash match is what got me hooked
on a house show. That Virgil. That Virgil still bringing in people, man. Good job out of him. Yeah.
So there was no WrestleMania 5-star match. It was just like what we do, storytelling. Like,
Yeah.
it's this pumped up guy coming out, and I'm like, oh, who is this? And then the good guy versus the bad guy. The bad guy comes out, badass and shit, you know.
Yep.
As a kid, I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
the costumes, everything is very awing to me.
Very
Started
simple.
wrestling in front yards with all the boys in the neighborhood.
You did?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Little
I
front,
never backyard wrestled, but we would wrestle in the front
in
yard
front yard
and beat each
wrestling.
other.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Sometimes in the living room.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
I remember that. I remember those days. I had 3 brothers, and we did wrestling. We did backyard, front yard, in the house, upstairs, downstairs, all that fun stuff.
Wherever you can without getting in trouble or breaking something.
Yeah. So, you trained by Gangrel, I guess it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters when people get into something that they're so passionate about, no matter their age or anything. But for yourself, some people might say you got into the wrestling game a little later. Did that discourage you at all at first, or was your passion so red hot for professional wrestling that it wasn't going to hold you back?
Do people say that? Do people know my age? If they, don't reveal it if you do. Do people say that I got into wrestling late? Is that the word on the street?
I heard through another audio interview with yourself that was brought up. I personally don't know it, nor do I care.
I was just checking. I was just fact checking. That's all. Okay, all right. What was the question? Did I get into wrestling?
I don't remember now.
Right, I was like, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. You obviously didn't let that slow you down because you're here now.
I mean, like even before I started training, like it was something, you know, I did think I was too old. Like I watched wrestling, went to school. I stopped watching a little bit later in life. Somehow I got back on watching it. I joined like a Facebook wrestling group.
Yeah.
And got to talk to other adults about it. So I got back into it and I was like, man, I still want to do something in this. And I was even thought to myself, like, oh, I'm too old. Maybe I want to figure out like, how can I be maybe an announcer or something like that. And I was in California at the time, just researching schools. I saw one. I went up there. They was like, yeah, you can come do a free trial day. Like, I think the main trainers weren't there yet. And like, they had me sign a release and was like, you want to come try to do some rolls? And like, I got in the ring, was doing rolls. And I'm like, oh, this is fucking great. I fucking love this. And then like one of the trainers got there and I was telling him like, yeah, you know, I'm a little old. So maybe I you know, if you guys got something for announcing or what. He's like, too old. He's like, you a girl, you tall, you can roll already. He's like, you don't need to be no fucking announcer. No, we need you in here bumping. And I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
But Gangrel was on the road all the time. Still is. Still out there banging 24/7. So he wasn't there like the first week or so. And then when he did finally come in, you know, he asked me who I was, like, how old were you? When he asked me how old I was, and I told him, he was like, whoa, kind of old to be starting. I was like, oh, in my heart, and inside, I'm like, oh. But that's one thing I can say, like, about him, is he'll always keep it real. He won't sugarcoat shit. And I mean, this was at a time where it was only WWE. There weren't like these other options. And it was at that time where the cutoff for females was pretty at a, you know, a low age range. So he's always somebody that's been real and never like tried to sell you no shit. So I respect that.
So you go into the training, you're what did another independent wrestler say? Greenlit, ready to get in action. I think it was 2015. You went over to Japan for Stardom.
Yes, correct.
What was your biggest takeaway from that tour in Japan? Being so new at that time.
Biggest takeaway. I don't know if I have one. I mean, like,
right. Yeah,
like it was like I was super green. It was like I just came out of my wrestling school. I was just trying to get independent bookings, and I asked Gangrel, like, you know, who's some people I could talk to, and he was just like, you know, reach out to cheerleader Melissa. She's good with talking to young girls. And I wasn't even trying to ask her for a booking. I just, you know, shared her email, professional, like, hey, you know, I'm trying to get some advice. Gangrel said you're a good person to talk to, and I sent her a match and like a one picture, and she's like, you have a passport? You want to go to Japan? I was like, yeah. So it was just like kind of right place, right time. So like, I was ready in terms of like what I learned from school, the wrestling school, but mentally, like, you know, I did like one independent booking, and then like that happened, and it was just like, all right, go to Japan. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you hear stories about how you're supposed to behave and stuff, and you know, I was prepared with my trainers, like as far as being respectful and stuff. Biggest takeaways, like I got to my first time wrestling Cork and Hall. I wrestled Santana Garrett for the NWA Championship, so like green as fuck, debuting in Cork and Hall
Yeah.
for the NWA title. No big deal, no big deal. You
Yeah.
know, whatever.
No pressure.
Yeah. Right. No pressure. Just green as fuck. Cork and Hall's legendary NWA title, and the title hadn't been defended in like almost 60 years in Japan at that point. So maybe that was the biggest takeaway.
Yeah. That's insane. But the only like you said, you were there like training wise, you were ready, but mentally, you were still green as fuck. But the only way you can get ready and get your mindset is literally, I mean, I don't know, I've never done it, but is to get in the ring. That's what others have said to me.
Yeah, I mean, and even like, I mean, I wish I would have been more mentally ready, but it was just the timing of it. Like, I wish I would have suggested more things or been more aggressive. Like, I feel like when people go to Japan for the first time, they feel like they're gonna learn this Japanese style, whatever. But what I realized is that usually when someone brings you to Japan as a foreigner, they want you for that. They don't want you to come over there and learn their style and do their shit.
Right.
They want you for what you bring to their company is something different. And I think part of my mentality going there was like, oh, I'm gonna have to do a Japanese style match and this and that. And it was like, no, they just want you to be this big fucking monster. Go do that, you know.
That they do. They
They
like
live and
their,
learn.
yeah, they like their monsters over there in Japan.
They
for
do,
sure.
they do. And I didn't realize that's what I was, because like to me I feel normal, but like when I
Right.
because Stardom actually came over to LA like a week before, and I got to meet the promoter. And the first thing he said was like, "Oh, you very tall," and I was like, "Oh, am I? Okay, all right." And compared to other Japanese girls, I guess I am kind of a monster. But again, that's something I didn't realize at the time, and you know, live and learn.
Yeah. Speaking of the NWA, when you get back to the States, about this time you run into Thunder Rosa, who we've had on here a couple times. Where did you first meet her, and how did Twisted Sisterz come about?
I actually met her right before I was going to Japan, because again, Stardom, they did like their USA thing, and she was one of the people involved in that, like booked on that card. And before I got booked for Japan, I had got booked in a match against her. And so like I didn't even know her, like, you know, just off the internet. So when I got there, she was one of the first people to tell me like, oh, you know, I wish we could have had our match. You're gonna do so good in Japan. If you need anything, just shoot me an email or whatever. And I thought that was cool because I didn't know her or whatever. I think I did shoot her a message while I was over there, just asking like some places to go or something. But yeah, it was like when I first came back, it seemed like that was the match in that area that people wanted to book. Yeah. Face paint against face paint. I think that has something to do with it. Whatever, you know. But first match back, you know, she was asking me how was Japan, this, that. And I was telling her, like, you know, we have this match. I'm like, you better fucking bring it. Like, don't come with no soft shit. And she was like, oh, all right, then you bring it too, you know. And no, like, we beat the shit out of each other. Like, first match, whatever. And we got to the back. It's like, fuck, yeah, I love that. That's what's up. You know, I want to work you again, blah, blah, blah. And so when I was in Japan, I joined a group called Oedo Tai. And she actually went to Japan before me, and she joined that same group. So when we were coming back to the States, like, we posted it on social media, like, I'm fighting my Oedo Tai sister. So we're already like sister versus sister kind of thing. And then we just kind of kept getting booked to fight each other. Like, promotions just, that's what they wanted to see. Yeah. And so every time it was like, all right, we got to have a better match than the last one. Like, it's just, I can't explain it. It's sometimes you get in the ring with people and you guys click and you just fucking go at it. Yeah. And like, that's how it was from the very first match. And ever since then, it was like, all right, we gotta up this match. We gotta up the next one. And it was actually her manager, who's her husband. Yep. We were, I think, at her house one day after a match, beaten up, and he was like, you know, instead of you guys always fighting each other, why don't you just become a team? And we looked at each other like, oh, yeah, okay, we should do that. That was it. Like, that was it. And so shout out to Brian Cervantes. He is the brainchild. He came up with the name, the Twisted Sisterz, because we're always fighting each other. So we're Twisted Sisterz. Yeah. Yeah. Half her face paint, half my face paint, and it kind of took off. It's like we just had that instant chemistry as opponents, and then tag team, it was just, you know, even more.
For anyone in the chat, if they've never seen a Holidead versus Thunder Rosa match going against each other, I highly suggest seeking it out and finding it, because you can see the chemistry. You can see, I mean, there's some stiff matches, man. It's some good stuff for sure. But Twisted Sisterz, great name, great tag team. You guys, I didn't even realize. This is how dumb I am. I didn't even realize that there was NWA women tag titles. Is that
Oh,
true?
I'm not aware of that. I
Oh
know NWA was taken over by Billy
yeah.
Corgan, so as
I
far as I know, I hadn't seen anything with that as far as their new brand. So
Yeah, I must. Well, I didn't have this down as a new brand. I must have
okay.
taken my kids must have gotten into my notes. I'll blame it on them, because I had Twisted Sisters, defended
Oh,
NWA.
oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So I think before Billy took over, there just like how there used to be territories,
Yeah, yeah.
there were different NWA divisions, and
Ah, okay.
like in the West Coast, there was this NWA or
Hmm.
whatever. Now, fuck, I'm gonna forget the name of the titles we had. Huh.
Yeah, I didn't. I heard NWA and
It
wrote
was
it down.
like the NWA International. Like we got the name changed to International something something titles
Yeah.
because we actually took those belts to Japan and defended them. It was something else before that. Yeah, you're right. Totally forgot that.
Yeah.
Whew.
It's NWA
But I think
something.
once Billy took over, I think he
Yeah.
closed kind of the territories down, like
Yeah.
that only NWA
Yeah.
can use their name, not other different territories. I
Yeah.
believe. Don't quote me.
I think you're right. I think you're right on that as well. You guys can quote me. Don't quote Holidead. Just you can quote me.
Yeah, don't do it.
Um.
Not responsible.
I know the big question everybody asks on these type of shows is like, what are your goals? Where do you see yourself in going to the big promotions? But from what I've learned is you are a professional wrestler. This is how you pay your bills, how you put food on your table. Even being dead inside, you're still you got to eat. You are doing it.
Sorry, I gotta eat. Gotta eat.
So I don't want to say where would you like to go because you are doing it now. Like you are a professional wrestler. I'll just say things from my end. One, I could see you in Impact Wrestling. I think their women's division is top notch. I'd like to see Holidead versus Rosemary, Holidead versus Sue Young over there. Those would make for great stories. Obviously, the NWA, because you already had the built in Thunder Rosa storylines and history there. And my favorite, MLW, which I'm still waiting for a women's division. So, besides the big ones, the quote unquote big ones, would do you see yourself fitting in anywhere better than another?
I mean, I always refer to myself as a stray because I don't feel like I don't have a home company, like any place
Mhm.
I'd call home or whatever. I mean, like there's a couple places. There's Eve out in the UK. Great women's promotion. I feel like if I could stay out there like full time, I would and full with them. That's a great company. And I mean, I gotta give a shout out to WoW. They're one of
Yeah.
like the very few companies that have gave me a different type of platform and allowed me to do me. So I'm always appreciative of that. But I do keep my eye on things, and I do feel like Impact definitely has probably the best women's division,
Mhm.
like out right now. Period. Like I'm pretty sure I know all of the girls on there and like hard workers. I mean, I would love to contribute to that and go up and have matches against some of those girls, but I mean, TV's different, and I mean, just every company's different and what they
Yeah.
feel they have a need. So like stuff like that is not, it's out of my hands. Like I love the opportunity or whatever. MLW, that's another one that I've been keeping my eye on. That they've been talking about a women's division. So I like yourself that
Yeah.
they bring in some great talent, with their men. So that was something I was watching just to see where they were going with that. Pandemic has slowed all of us down, so
Yeah.
maybe they'll pick that up. But yeah, I'm open for a good amount of opportunities. It's just what businesses feel they need. Everybody feel there's a need everywhere. Some people don't feel a need for me. That's fine. So I just gotta keep making shit happen other places.
Just keep doing your thing. Let's
Got
get to some stuff you're into now. We've done some past things. I noticed on Twitter today, Shimmer Collective is coming up, and there was a huge poster of opponents or of the women wrestlers, and you were curious to who you might be taking on in the ring. Is there someone you would like to lay some stiff kicks into more than others? I also heard you may be having more than one match now.
Well, I mean, I have been putting it out there a lot that I said, I'll take on anybody on the roster. I'll fight them all if I can. Shimmer actually reposted that today and said,
Yeah.
if it's multiple opponents I want, then that's what I got. So, apparently my talking does help, so if you want something, put it out there in the universe. Boom.
For sure. I
Um,
go ahead.
some people on that I did see, Kimberly is definitely somebody I'd love to get in the ring with one of these days, as well as Allison Kay.
Yeah.
I feel those are two people that are some very top-notch competitors, and I wouldn't mind throwing down with them.
Yeah. Be good.
I'll take the Sea-Stars on 2-on-1. You listening, Shimmer? Sea-Stars. Boom. What?
What? That's right. You heard it.
Or
You heard
anybody that wants that work. Like, I want the people that are hungry and that want to put on like the best match ever. That's what I want.
it. Yeah. Speaking
Whatever
about
that is, I'm down.
speaking about hungry wrestlers, especially hungry women wrestlers, Mission
All of us.
Mission Pro Wrestling. Thunder Rosa and her husband, they just came off of Hell Hath No Fury. I know. Oh gosh, Vanessa, what's the next one?
Oh, poop. You put me on the spot. Hold on.
Well, sorry.
It's like Tournament Out of Hell. I believe.
Yes, that's right. Tournament Out of Hell,
Don't
something like that.
quote me. Don't quote
It's something like that. We'll edit that in post.
It's Tournament Out of Hell. She is correct.
There you go. There, see, you don't got to edit anything. What was it like being involved with that inaugural first show? And you did some announcing. You're going to be doing the announcing again, I believe. And you mentioned
I'm a part of the announce team. I was wrestling on that show.
Yeah.
That was not planned, but
yeah,
you got to be ready for whatever stuff happens. They needed someone, so I wrestled real quick on the pre-show. Changed, got into my fancy clothes, and put on my tie, and
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier, like you didn't know you might get in and do announcing and whatnot. So, and now you are doing it for Mission Pro. So, is that something you have always had also wanted to do? Like, also had a passion?
not
for?
at all.
No,
not at all. No.
What was
like when
Go ahead.
when the show was coming about? Like I knew Thunder was doing it, and she put out like some post on Facebook. And I just jokingly, like sarcastically, was like, "Hey, if you need a commentator, let me know." Like I was just fucking around. But I mean, I'll help whatever.
Yeah.
Then like I talked to Brian later, and I was like, if you guys need any help, let me know. And he was like, "Oh, I think Thunder has you down as commentator." I was like, "Oh, all right." Guess I'm doing
Okay.
commentary. That happens a lot. She'll put me down for something and not tell me until I was like, "Oh, all right. I guess I'm doing commentary. I better fucking I'll do my homework because like I feel like there's good commentary and there's shitty commentary and bad commentary. Like it can go a long way, especially like on independent shows where there's not commentary at all. So like to do commentary, like don't come half stepping or just taking away from anything or be annoying. I guess.
Did you enjoy it? Was it fun? Well, you're doing it again.
I did surprisingly. Like again, I didn't. It's not something I ever thought I'd be doing. Again, I just jokingly said I would do it, but I help, however is needed. But then it was like, oh, okay, I'm really doing this. All right, let me get the outfit together. Let me do some research. No, and shout out to Brittany Nicole, my commentary partner. Like, again, it was one of those things. Like me and her just gelled, like quick, like instantly. We were just back and forth. It was natural. So it was like, it was good. There was no like awkwardness or anything. Like we just went back and forth off each other. We just clicked naturally. So. Awesome. It did work out. I was talking to someone earlier. They said I reminded them of a little bit of Randy Savage when he was doing commentary. I was like, okay, I'll take that.
Feel that.
I'll go with that.
Yeah,
I can deal with that.
I could see that too, for sure. Yeah, and you it looks like you like to talk with your hands, so that's awesome.
I don't know. That doesn't really help the commentary though.
Well, it makes what is coming out of your mouth, what you're saying, more. What's the word I'm looking for? Like I know
what you're trying to say, but yeah.
I'll do it. I'll do it sometimes when my camera's off, and I'm like, nobody can see me anyways. But besides, okay, enough with the wrestling stuff. I want to get to the stuff I'm really looking forward to. You have a sweet tooth. You have a candy obsession.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
obsession. Okay,
obsession. Yeah. So
strong word.
This is what I heard you say. You said you eat your Twizzlers and that's all fun. You love Mike&Ikes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but then you went on to say that you do not like the original flavor of Mike and Ike. So my question to you is, what's actually wrong with the original flavor? What
I
is?
don't. I don't. If that was a quote, I apologize. I'm gonna
Apologize
I
to
don't.
Mike and Ike.
Yeah, I don't not like the originals, but there are so many different variations. Like they have the tropical, like they have the blueberry, like they have the all red ones. Like the original is cool, but then once you get like you start getting in that plethora of all the other flavors, it's like, what have I been doing with my life? You know, like
Yeah.
Mike and Ike original is cool, but I got all this variety. It's like you get a variety. Like you got white. If you're a sneakerhead, you got white,
Yeah.
and they show you all these different colors and mixed together. You're like, original is cool. You always respect and appreciate that. But yeah, mind blown. Mind blown. There's so many other flavors. I still find new ones today. It's like, yeah,
Did you?
I do.
I was during my research the past couple days. I went to one of my favorite interviewers, Alicia Atout, and you guys got talking about Canadian bacon, and I had to bring it up.
I still have never got. If
That's
Alicia's watching, you still owe me Canadian bacon and I think maple syrup.
That's what I'm wondering. So you've never,
Yeah,
you have
no.
not gotten
If
it.
you
No.
DM me your address, I will send you maple syrup. I'm in Canada
What?
too.
Yeah.
Oh, if you do that, I'm totally calling her the fuck out on social media. Somebody else
There you go, Vanessa.
send me maple syrup after all these years. Oh my God, I can't believe this happened. But
Yeah.
thank you.
Get the Canadian bacon, get the maple syrup. Can you? Yeah, you can
Well,
ship.
see, I don't know if I can do. I don't want to send Canadian bacon because if like the meat goes bad, I'll
Please
feel
ice it.
like
You have to
terrible.
send it with like a pack of ice or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to get you in trouble with customs.
Yeah, I don't know if customs would be cool with that.
But I'll
I
take
know
this
I
heat.
could do maple syrup. I could probably even throw in some maple candy since you love candy.
Wow.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. I'm all about this. Yes. Why are we
Hit
just
me
now
up.
meeting? Why are we just now meeting? What's happening?
I know.
Don't
Get
know.
your people to contact my people, and we'll
we
hook it
will.
up.
We will. Don't you threaten us with candy. With my people. We all up in your people's stuff. It's done deal. It's happening.
Someone in the chat says that you can give her Canadian bacon the next time she is in at Crossfire, the Crossfire Wrestling Champion, I believe. That's what.
Yeah. I don't think I'm allowed in the Canadian border yet.
No,
still.
there's no
And
no travel back
No.
and forth right now.
yeah. So
It's very
unfortunately,
depressing.
Can't
those shows are on hold, so I cannot say when I'll be back in Canada.
comment.
Unfortunately.
Well, I do have a tough question. I don't know if this is a rumor or I heard it somewhere, but today is National Tag Team Day or something to that effect.
Usually I don't know about if it's I missed that one, but I know Tuesdays, hashtag Tag Team Tuesday.
Tag
That's
Team
a hashtag.
Tuesday.
I don't
Yeah.
know if it's national. I missed that.
Well,
I did miss that.
I probably saw National, but it is Tag Team Tuesday, and your partner, your sister, Thunder Rosa put out a great tweet, but she also put out another
great tweet. Was it a great tweet? Was it?
Well,
Was it great?
It's an interesting tweet because she said she's looking for a new partner.
Did she? Don't misread the tweet. Did it say she's looking for, or did it say if I was to get another partner? Look that up.
Let me look that up right here.
Please do.
Thunder Rosa.
Uh-huh.
You might want to spell it correctly. There we go. Thunder Rosa.
Make sure you read it right.
Scrolling through. Yeah. Let's find out. Oh man, she tweets a lot. Nope, that's not it. I think it says, it does. If I were to get a new partner. If. So, but why even entertain that idea of if?
Are you saying me why entertain or her?
Why should she entertain that idea?
Okay, see, now you're going to make me pull back the curtain a little bit. So, I believe you saw a reply to that. I don't know if you saw. I replied to that a few times.
Yes.
And then I did send her an angry text message later, and I was just letting her know, like, I saw you shopping for new partners. Just let that B know. Whoever she is, she got beef on site. So just to pull back from the curtain, Thunder Rosa is a busy woman.
Mm-hmm.
She does have a team. So sometimes tweets are not always sent out by her. It might be sent out by her management.
Interesting.
So, she assured me she would never say no shit like that.
Interesting. All right.
And there it is. That's it.
So Twisted Sisterz is not over. They're still together.
You gotta ask her that. I mean, like, no, I mean, like, every time we go somewhere, she introduced me to somebody. She'll be like, "This is my tag team partner," and I'll be like, "Are we still?" Like, she doesn't like when I say that, we had our time, it was good. She'll tell me to shut up, don't talk like that. You never know what can happen. So I mean, if you ask her, we're not done. You never know what the future holds. I mean, I don't have no new tag team.
Yeah.
Tag teams are hard. You can't just put them together. Like, it takes a lot of work to be a good tag team. And the fact that we're already friends, family, or whatever, like, that just helped. But I can't say that I see myself forming any new tag team. If something just magically happens, okay. But again, like, tag team is a lot more work than people realize. So
give it credit for it. Yeah. Well, maybe.
Now back to your question. If you ask her, we're still together.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to get her back on here sometime and see.
Yeah, I'll let her clarify
that up.
Whatever she says. So yeah. Whatever she says, that's it.
Well, Holidead, we're nearing the end of the show. At the end of every show for Putting You Over, I give the floor to you. I give you the mic now. You can put over anything you want. You can let us know where to find you. We've been posting the links in the chat. You can plug anything, say anything, bury anything. I will not interrupt. The floor is yours.
Bury anything. Bury. I don't know. I don't have anything to say. If you want to know where I'm at, if you're on Facebook, I have a fan page called Holidead, Holidead. You can follow me on Twitter @Holidead. My Instagram is Holidead, and one word, just like it sounds. If you want to buy some stuff from me, you can go to storefrontier.com/Holidead. If you want to subscribe to some exclusive content, you can go to patreon.com/Holidead. If you want to email me about serious business inquiries only, not just the talk, holidadwrestling@gmail.com. Don't spam me. Shout out to everybody coming out to shows right now during the pandemic. I know it's a little crazy. We're all trying to be safe. We appreciate you guys. We really can't do it without you. It's not just a saying.
Yeah.
So we really do appreciate everybody sticking with us through this, and stay out of politics. Don't be a shitty person.
Don't be a shitty person. I can stand by that. Holidead, thank you for gracing us with your presence tonight and giving us the time. And good luck at the Shimmer Collective. And, we'll talk to you soon. Vanessa, get her that maple syrup.
Yeah, Vanessa,
I will.
On my list.
You send the address and I'll mark it's open tomorrow.
There you go.
I'm going to send it. Don't be on my list.
Trust me, I don't want to be on any darkness list.
All right. I'm gonna make that happen.
All right. Have a great night.
Likewise. Thank you guys.
Bye. Awesome. That's awesome stuff, Vanessa.
This guy's called the Standing Streamer.